Youorns. Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the YouOrns Friday focus on Watford versus Rotherham. Yes, Watford back in action, trying to extend their unbeaten run to 6 games as they take on Rotherham, a team that they've not beaten in the last season or so. As far as I remember, last season, both games resulted in draws, a 1-1 draw at the Vic and a 1-1 draw at Rotherham at the New York Stadium. But this game is being played at Vicarage Road, and this season is different, and hopefully Watford will be able to get 3 points out of this game against Rotherham's side, currently moored in the bottom 3. Rotherham have, however, gone just one of the last 5 games with a loss. So they have lost just once in these last 5 games they've played. They've also drawn 3 times during that span. So Rotherham are going to be a tough test for Watford. The table position is not a wise thing to look at, particularly at this time of season, really at any time of season, because on any given day, any opponent can be a handful. And if Watford play the way they played against Huddersfield, they could find themselves looking down the barrel of a defeat. Watford, though, will have to buck up their ideas and play a lot better than they did at the John Smiths last week in this game tomorrow at the Vic, because, of course, they do have a hungry Rotherham side that is going to come to Vicarage Road and do what a lot of teams have done over the last few seasons, which is to frustrate Watford, bog down the pitch, slow down the passages of play, and try to do a smash and grab. That's the modus operandi of a lot of away teams, no matter which league that they are in, when they are traveling to other grounds where they're looking to get something on the board. Now, Watford are going to have to counteract that. In fact, they're going to have to authorize their own success. And the way they will have to do that tomorrow against this very, I think, tricky Rotherham side is to come out on the front foot and have a forward-thinking plan. Do not take Rotherham United lightly. Do not take this team lightly. Make sure that you do not allow their game to dictate your game. One of the things I've seen Watford do a lot, and I'm sure you've seen it too, over the last few seasons, is to play the opposition's game and to think that somehow they're just going to flip a switch, Watford, and then light up the sky with a performance and a victory. It doesn't work that way in football. It doesn't work that way in life. And so Watford tomorrow are going to have to dictate the terms of the engagement. And they are going to have to do that by getting on the board early, getting a goal early, creating early, making chances early, make the goalkeeper for Rotherham work in this game, put that defense under pressure. Yes, at this time, easier said than done. But Watford do have their home crowd. They do have Vicarage Road. And they do have the comfort of knowing that they've got a lot of quality, even in a squad as thin as this. And this squad is thin. They have quality. They have players available. They have players on the bench. Now, if the players would stop showing up to training late, maybe we'll have a committed bunch of players. And that's another thing. I really would like to see some discipline from these Watford players, and it might have to mean stiffer fines and longer suspensions, not just sit them on the bench, but have them miss a game or two. I mean, it's the only way I think that you're going to start to get some players perhaps to buy into what this manager is demanding of them and what the fans are demanding of these players. Now, in recent weeks, I think there's more of a team ethic and cohesion about this Watford group. And this Watford men's first team, I think, does have some quality in it. You look at the likes of Espria, you look at the likes of Kone, you look at the likes of Martins, you look at the likes of other players that I've not mentioned who are very proficient at what they do. But it needs to be a team effort from the opening whistle of this game, the first whistle in this game. Has to be a full-on commitment, a mentality that says we are going to make life uncomfortable for Rotherham. What I would eventually love to see, even beyond this game tomorrow at the Vic, is a mindset from these Watford men's first team players that says, right, when you come to Vicarage Road, you're going to get a very difficult game. You're going to get a game where you, as an opposition team, are going to be feeling very uncomfortable. You know, years and years ago, that used to be the case at Vicarage Road. Back in the 70s, back in the 80s in particular, and even perhaps more recently than that. Opposition teams coming into Vicarage Road knew what they were going to be in for. They knew that they were going to be in for a scrap. They were going to be in for a physical fight in that way on the pitch, not fisticuffs. But they were going to be in for a battle on that pitch at the Vic. These days, it's not necessarily so clear about what the battle's going to be for that away team coming into Vicarage Road. Now, I think it starts tomorrow for Watford. Watford have to reestablish home dominance. They really do, and have some home consistency now against teams like this or any other team. And again, I think the biggest key tomorrow, apart from obviously playing like a team and getting off to the front foot and keeping Rotherham's defense and goalkeeper busy, is to not take Rotherham United lightly. This has been the YouOrns Friday Focus.